Totally safe, guys. Roblox is totally safe. Yeah, dude, the people catch the predators. Yeah, they're kind of like predators themselves. What? When this Chris Hansen documentary drops on Roblox, it's going to kill the game. It is going to kill the game. Okay, so apparently Roblox got a bunch of PDF files on it. Schlep over here made a video, Roblox Take a Seat, featuring Chris Hansen, dude. So I guess he exposing Roblox for some weird stuff that they got going on. Roblox is obviously a massive game, and it's a little scary if there's a bunch of child predators on there. Roblox, take a seat.
Roblox isn't a place where we filter all the text and the voice, where we monitor for critical harms, where there's no image.
What is going on?
Or any of the things that might happen from that.
I want to start off by saying that we all want to keep Roblox.
Who's that?
We share this view, and we know that there's members of our community who feel strongly.
Oh no, he's coming.
And you know what? We welcome them as part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer.
I want to highlight we have always had safety as one of our top.
Roblox definitely has a problem.
For the law or legislation, we've innovated with age estimation on our own because we want to keep people on our platform.
Oh shit, here we go.
This whole situation is kind of crazy.
Everybody go donate to this boy, Schlep.
This is probably
Schlep.
the worst decision this company has ever made.
Hashtag freeschlep on God. Yeah, they actually need Schlep. I'm wishing Schlep the best.
Roblox, you need to do something.
I'm sure it's gonna explain it, but I do not know who Schlep is. And this is huge, so I don't know how I haven't heard about this. So hopefully it explains it to me.
Be something done. Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man.
Okay, side note, this guy's hair is insane. That is a crazy hairstyle, dude. Hey, but you rocking it, dude. Let me go back so I can hear what Goofy Hair Man has to say, dude. We gotta lock in.
Do something.
There's got to be something done. Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to prevent predators from getting caught?
That's also a crazy VTuber model.
Roblox has just lost $12 billion in market value following their response to their
Holy
against me. Just for context, I'm someone who's gotten 6 predators within their community arrested.
Oh, I've seen this guy connected to a Jitty Hunt video, I think. He catches predators on Roblox. Oh, this guy's great. I know this guy. This guy's great. He's doing God's work.
In real life. That loss, though, isn't on me. It's a direct result of Roblox's own response to its child safety crisis. Instead of addressing the real issues, Roblox has doubled, tripled, even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their platform is safe, when it absolutely is not.
Roblox is perfectly safe. Followed by a picture of this guy getting arrested for exploiting children on Roblox. Yeah, bro. Totally safe, guys. Roblox is totally safe.
People are just seeing through this, and that's why a huge movement has started online called freeschlep. It's been trending everywhere. Multiple members of Congress have now called out the company's child abuse problem, and the Attorney General of Louisiana has filed a giant lawsuit against the company for, and I quote, prioritizing user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety.
Holy shit.
The lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the...
Wait, did I hear that right?
$12 billion. The day after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market...
The day after the lawsuit, Roblox lost $12 billion. That's insane.
Value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit and my video. New policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit.
Are these games on Roblox? Escape Freaky Party? And Diddy Party? Freaky Diddy Simulator? Midnight at Diddy's. Diddy Survival. I laugh because that's fucking insane. But also, doesn't Roblox have like 5 and 10-year-olds playing on it? That's why it's a problem. Yeah, there's 520 kids probably. Probably a mixture of kids and PDF files in this one, dude. That's a problem. I know nothing about Roblox at all. All I know is a bunch of kids play it. That's all I know. That's insane.
And my videos. Like, for instance, bathroom simulators. Mind you, the community has been calling out these games for
Bathroom
years
sim.
now, but
What
still,
the
even
fuck?
after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+ label on them. They also launched a ban wave against some of the worst games they've knowing 17+ label on them. They also launched a ban wave.
Weird Girl Bridge? What the fuck is this shit? Hug roleplay? Bathroom RP? Vicious Liquids? I don't know what the fuck's going on here, dude, but these little Lego characters, dude, are making some crazy faces on here, dude. That's all I know. These little Roblox Lego looking characters, dude. Little brick looking characters, dude. They're making some crazy faces, bro. I don't think this should be in a kid's game.
Against some of the worst games they've knowingly hosted for years. Games that have led thousands of children to getting extorted, and worse.
That's disgusting.
Actions are nothing more than damage control for the problems they've allowed to fester, when the entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems.
That's disgusting.
The community saw that killing the messenger was an act of war. Shortly after these changes, Roblox released a video so bad that it was community noted on Twitter twice. David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox, Matt Kaufman, the chief safety officer of Roblox, and Eliza Jacobs, the senior director of product policy, did a 45-minute tech talk. Most of this is...
I'm sorry, but look at the physiognomy of these two guys on the left. You cannot trust these guys around your kids. I'm not letting my kid next to these two. Just saying. Says a lot. Says a lot that these guys are the ones calling the shots on the whole child safety thing. And they're looking like this. Mainly what I see online with Roblox is like the most heinous shit you could ever think about. I do not know how it's considered a kid's game, dude. Basically, kids are just screaming all kinds of gamer words up on Roblox. Like, it's insane. It's like a Call of Duty lobby in Roblox, dude, but worse. Yeah, but look at these goobers, dude. These are the goobers that are not protecting children, by the way.
Just corporate jumbo, but they go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante policy. Before I show this, I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox has targeted with this vigilante policy.
Vigilante?
Not even my team was moderated or given any legal letter. I begged for a clear line and even offered to keep much of my work private to help, and I'm no way obligated to do that, but instead, they went straight after me, moderating my accounts and sending a cease and desist before I could even react to the policy. And let's be clear about one thing. I'm not a vigilante. That means I'm taking the law into my own hands. We work with law enforcement, which is why we have arrests. Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake, they're responding to the outrage, which is about me, and this is what they had to say about it.
Okay.
They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes started out as a good thing.
This guy's helping catch child predators, and they're angry calling him a vigilante. Making whole-ass policies, the vigilante policy, just to stop him. People are weird as fuck. This guy's literally getting child predators off your platform, and you're coming after him saying he's a vigilante. What is wrong with people, dude? People are so weird.
Outside of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We all want to keep Roblox
Look at the
safe.
physiognomy.
And, we welcome them and part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying like, hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better. And, you know, we paid really careful attention.
This statement is just laughably hilarious.
I don't see how anyone catching a child predator is ever bad. Like, there was that Vitaly thing where he was beating up child predators. And like, that's stupid because you should just get the police involved and try to get the predators arrested instead of just beating them up. It's way worse if they're a red dot on the map their whole life, or if they get sent to prison. That's way worse than getting beat up one time. Vitaly's situation aside, and I did like him beating up those predators, by the way. I ain't gonna lie. They're disgusting. They need to get off the streets. They need to get off your game. You should be grateful this guy is catching these people. Take your shirt off real quick. Come on, bro. We got this sensitive subject going on and you want to see my nips? They aren't happy because they don't want people even knowing that there's a problem. Yeah. They aren't happy with Schlep catching these PDF files because it's getting millions and millions of views with him and Gideon and all that. And people are becoming aware, and parents are becoming aware that Roblox is a dangerous platform. But if that's the case, you need to make your platform safer. And you need to put a lot of things in place to prevent this sort of thing. Because it's primarily a kids game. People like Schlep and people like Gideon and people, all these people, they need to step in because someone isn't doing their job to protect these kids.
Roblox is really paying attention. Then what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own cheating case? What did you do then? Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy for years afterwards until you were literally forced to do something about it. If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community, why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how
they should 100%.
Platform? And I'm gonna actually bring up something later in this interview to show you how much of a joke this is.
They should leave.
This is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Precraft, one of the largest Roblox YouTubers, joined this
Meep City. You guys seem familiar with the Schlep stuff. Do you know what this Meep City is?
Game, and within 4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade now, but Roblox has still continued to leave this game up.
So
CEO David Baszucki met game, and within
it's an RP game on Roblox. A lot of preds in it. That's disgusting. Even all of you in the chat know what's going on this shit. So this guy loads in. There's immediately a not safe for work avatar. And I bet, so there's just a bunch of kids and predators chilling in this Meep City with not safe for work avatars. This is disgusting. This is a kid's game. So this shit reminds me of VR chat. VR chat's similar. Like, me and my friends got on it to hang out and like whatever. And there's just cheeks and a bunch of shit everywhere. Like, it's crazy. But there's like age verification. Like on VR chat, you need to even submit an ID to get into most of those things. Which I haven't, by the way. That's just cringe. But they literally make you upload your ID. Where? Skull heard there's a lot of cheeks and he said where. Okay, dude.
4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade now, but Roblox has still continued to leave this game up and platform it. But CEO David Baszucki mentions this game by name, and here's their philosophy on this.
You know, I can see some of our community.
David Predzuki.
Naming experiences on Roblox and to say take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example. Can you share?
He literally knows.
Should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think
it should be down. There's not should be up, should be down. It should be down.
one thing that's really challenging on this global immersive interactive platform is that we have content created by developers and creators and content created by the community, by the users that are in that game.
Yeah.
And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is
no? Guys, it's really hard to take these servers down with a bunch of predators in it. Oh, it's just really hard. What are these people talking about? If you have the community telling you there's hotspots for predators and children and inappropriate stuff going on in your kids' game, then you fucking handle it. You get rid of it.
to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is this a crazy math problem? This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people in their game. How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this inappropriate content. And that is the problem with Roblox, giving the tools to the player.
Does that Roblox character have some yitties? What is going on Roblox? This Roblox character right here got a whole facelift, lip filler, boob job. What is going on? This is weird.
To the player to make this inappropriate content. And that is the problem with Roblox. Roblox turns a blind eye unless the developers are blatantly making
Teddy's game? Today I saw her playing on her iPad like she usually does. I asked what game she was on and looked over at her screen and then saw this. And remind you, this was shown to my unsupervised, pure, innocent little sister. I saw that I immediately made her stop and playing the game. The official account for Teddy. What are they doing in the picture? I guess they can't show it. He doesn't want to show it. Are they doing something with the teddy bear?
And even then, it is still on the line if Roblox will take action. Roblox might have just went back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox...
Okay, good. Okay, good. Hold on, let's go back. Okay. Huge steps forwards from Roblox here. No more eggplant avatars. That's crazy. Eggplant avatars on... We need to get kids off of this game.
Inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this, but either way, it shows the public pressure is working. Games that Roblox is doubling down on are folding, so that's why it's really important to keep speaking up about this.
100%.
Then we saw something change. What we saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so let me explain what that means. They would go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Roblox keeps repeating this same talking point, that I'm impersonating and pretending to be a child. But here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a crime. You guys seem to be more upset that I'm pretending to be a child than predators are decoys. And if it wasn't our decoys, it would be a real person. It's also worth noting that the FBI, ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these same exact tactics.
They're more mad at him for pretending to be a kid to catch the sick monsters than they are mad at the sick ass monsters. Yep, classic.
Roblox be willing to send them a cease and desist too? And their claim that I'm impersonating children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child. From the very beginning, we've never used real kids. We don't send pictures of real children, and we create totally new identities where every single photo that's sent is of someone that is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that we are underage. This is flat out a lie what they're claiming. But what happens next is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were, move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of...
that was very telling, bro. Look at this real quick. That was very telling. That was very telling and a little sus.
Then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this
he starts tweaking, dude.
I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of...
David totally derails that conversation. That statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To simulate what, Matt Kaufman? Because it's not simulation. These are predators thinking that they're talking to someone that is real. And they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life.
Look at this freak. I watched this video too, dude. W Gideon and W Schlep, dude, they got this guy.
life. And in my opinion, this shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem. They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new safety features that they're rolling out, but it means nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and headlines are making the media about a new horrible situation happening because of this platform. Also want to say
he was shaking. Oh, I gotta cut him off. He's saying too much. He is saying too much, dude. I have to silence him. The truth is coming out. Jesus.
how they totally mischaracterize how I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators. They always contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then they were using that activity that happened on other platforms to create situations that they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know.
Oh my God. They're taking child predators off of your platform. Are you dumb? They're taking a child predator off of your platform, and how you characterized it is completely wrong, by the way. They let the predators engage with them first, and then they take it off the platform. But they're taking these people off of your platform. You should be thankful, and you should put things in place to stop these predators being able to do this. They're more mad at these guys than the predators. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, bro. This is crazy.
Roblox is accusing me of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a single arrest. We present ourselves as a naive kid who doesn't know about these topics.
Disgusting.
Crimes like this should obviously be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox. If Roblox
100%.
is notified before the police, they can delete accounts, tip off the predators that are being investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable evidence that the police need to prosecute.
100%.
The fact that these predators are on the platform to begin with shows that their safety systems have failed. If Roblox did their jobs, there wouldn't be anybody for us to find. Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms, but those platforms are linked directly on Roblox's own site. Roblox is actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a bot. Roblox's own site. Roblox is actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a.
They are dumb. They are deliberately saying this to try and make it seem like others are the problem. Yeah, it's insane. So want to pretend to be a kid on Roblox with me, Michael? Yo, Skull, should we hop on Roblox and catch some of these sickos, dude? I'm down. Fucking clean up the Roblox streets, dude.
Is actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a bot on that other platform. Anyone can make an account 13+ and see social media links on Roblox, and unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows. And when they say I'm creating...
New Jersey man sentenced to 15 years in federal prison after blank online and transporting her across state lines via Uber? Yeah, Roblox, if there's kids in it, dude, they should have no outside links to any social media like that, dude. That's crazy. That's disgusting.
These situations, that's just insulting. I'm not creating situations. These predators are trying to grab people within
take you out
community.
To eat.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation of our policies about being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior to come
waiting to tell Roblox.
In Matt Kaufman's own words, in articles about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential crimes. So why is he criticizing us for going to the police first? And it's not like we're not even reporting these things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same...
You should give the evidence over to the police first, so they can get these guys, and then you tell Roblox. I would much rather have a predator be caught and put in prison than just getting banned on Roblox and that's it, dude. Nah, get him arrested and then get him banned on Roblox. They more mad at this guy for catching the preds than they're mad at the preds. It's insane.
Google drive that we give to the cops. They have the first chat log till the very end where they're in handcuffs. And we have numerous fully documented instances
Yup,
where
later.
Roblox refused to take action.
W, later.
Videos that got millions
Later,
of
buddy.
views. Also, waiting to tell Roblox
Locked
in
up,
general
they
is a
won't let
policy
you
violation.
out.
If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these groups started off in a really good place, and they started off, really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk and were violations of our policy.
Predator catchers on your platform do not put your platform at greater risk. Them catching the predators, one, are getting predators off your platform. Two, are scaring other predators, making them not want to do what they want to do. That's not a bad thing. I don't understand these people. I'm gonna get my brother on Apex and COD instead of, 100%. Apex and COD might be toxic, dude, but look, I used to play Call of Duty, I used to play Halo, I used to play all that, dude. I never saw no predators up in there, dude. A lot of people did say they smashed my mom, or I hope you get cancer, or whatever. But they never tried to, get in my pants as a kid, you know what I'm saying? He looks like a withered animatronic from Five Nights at Freddy's. And I'm just saying, the physiognomy, dude, like we don't usually go by physiognomy anymore, and I don't even know if a lot of you know what that word means. But the physiognomy is crazy, dude, and it's very telling. Just saying.
Really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk and were violations of our policy.
Yeah, them catching predators is putting our community at greater risk. Nah, it's putting your wallet at greater risk because parents are finding out predators be up on Roblox, dude.
He says I'm putting the community at risk. Roblox even went as far to accuse me and my team of being similar to predators. Think about that. They're implying I am preying on predators. So to Matt Kaufman and David Bazooki, I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs. Because
Crazy.
I never want to see kids go through what I went through.
These actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to dozens and dozens of people, and the vast majority of those people were not responding to those engagements, and frankly, were harmed in that process.
I'm gonna show you this predator I caught. I sent a message in the chat,
Jesus.
and I got this guy messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I ask him back how old he is, and he says he's older than 18. I tell him I'm years old. Do you mind me being younger? No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though. And he does Predator Strat 101. He asks for my Snap or Discord. And the reason why he's asking for Snap is because the messages delete. I tell him Discord, and I get on Discord with him, and the messages begin right away.
Throughout that entire process, where did I harm anyone? Because the real harm was Roblox letting this game exist on their platform for years. It only
100%.
disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed Roblox for hosting this experience. And conveniently, it vanished the moment they showcased this predator catch. Notice
Why is this such a problem, dude? This is a kid's game. Why is this such a problem? Kind of crazy that all three of them look like they'd be caught by Gideon. That's physiognomy, brother. That's physiognomy.
as well how I wasn't the one to ask for Discord or Snapchat. The Predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What Roblox's own algorithm recommends inappropriate items to people.
Oh!
Roblox actively hosts not safe for work games for children. Roblox themselves in this interview doubled down on one of the most infamous instances. Roblox themselves in Roblox's own
Cat girl stretching, really, dude? Cat girl stretching, dude? Stretch your legs. Really, bro?
algorithm recommends inappropriate items.
Popped white gum. Blush. This is crazy.
To people. Roblox actively hosts not safe for work games for children. Roblox themselves in this interview.
So he makes a fresh account and there's boys and girls club hangout with a flirty emoji. We need more boys in the game. Can you help us? Right away when he makes the account, dude. What the fuck? He made the account and he scrolled down like 4 rows and it's there. That's insane. Disgusting, dude.
Most infamous instances of inappropriate behavior that they've allowed for nearly a decade, and they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
Ugh.
Pieces, oftentimes the sort of evidence that was collected, the video evidence, was really difficult to verify, really difficult for us. And if
Really
law
difficult to
enforcement had
verify.
verify it, then they're talking about subpoenas, and so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community really is just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how the
I was just playing Evade on Roblox. Yeah, that's fine, dude. But if I catch you on Meep City, we're gonna have a problem. No, I don't like that place. Okay, good. You safe.
Really
Keep playing your Evade game, dude.
it's just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how the evidence that I was sending you guys was hard to verify. I sent you guys screen recordings of us scrolling through the entire chat on mobile, and a lot of this
Coming
stuff
up
that
the
happens
street.
is happening directly within Roblox. Like, for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii, and he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that being said,
Insane.
I wanted to ask someone who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since before I was even born.
Ooh, let me hear
so
it.
I decided to take a seat with Chris Hansen to catch some answers.
No way. If this dude actually sits down with Chris Hansen, this is gonna be crazy. Chris Hansen to go. He the one that started all this, dude. All these predator catchers, all these people look up to him, dude. No way he actually sits down with this guy. If I ever play Roblox, I just ignore everyone. I don't even reply to people. I don't see why you guys have fun on Roblox in the first place. Like, I got a buddy that plays Roblox. He plays the Jujutsu Kaisen and Naruto one or something like that. I never even been on Roblox ever. Is Dress to Impress Roblox? Because I actually did play that one time on my girlfriend's tablet. Did you look cute at least? Oh, dude, I made the best Dress to Impress costume, dude. I made the best one. I've been told to play horror games on Roblox too. But now this shit makes me uncomfortable, dude. I said at 1,000 subscribers, I would play Roblox. Now I don't know, because whoever's running the company seems like scumbags, dude. I don't know if I want to even get on this game or anything like that. All right, let's see if this dude actually sits down with Chris Hansen, though.
I'm Chris Hansen. I'm co-founder
No way.
and correspondent reporter for the True Blue Streaming Crime Network. We do a lot of crime and investigative
Wow.
reporting. Our Takedown series, which exposes predators trying to exploit children online. And
Nice.
we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project,
Wow.
exposing the sort of thing that goes on Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox has specifically stated about like predator catching. One of the main complaints is pretending to be a child. I want to know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using decoy accounts to just find different predators.
We couldn't do it without using decoy accounts. In the very beginning, we had an online watchdog group, Perverted Justice, do that work, and now, and for the last several years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody.
You have to act like you're a minor to catch the child predators. That's how it works. We all know it, dude. You're not going to be able to catch them until they do something to a real kid. So the police and these vigilantes, that's what they have to do, dude. They have to act like a kid.
Seeking to exploit children. And then the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law.
Yep.
And then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation. It's like, okay, here's this kid. We don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you'd think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposing.
100%.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlep. I mean, if I were the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move.
100%, dude. Make Schlep the head of security, dude. That would be a W, dude. You want to turn all this around right now, Roblox? Dude, make this guy a part of your company and let him tell you what to do, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, obviously. Let Schlep get up in there and work his magic and get rid of these fucking predators.
A little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. why don't they get ahead of it and get a
Yep.
young guy on their team?
That's
I mean, that's what I'm doing with you, right?
yeah, exactly. I
It's
mean,
not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve and you have to keep on top of this technology and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job.
W. Chris Hansen.
Expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors, and the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
It's horrible.
Hey, give us a private line so we can help you get these predators. We can help you keep your game safe. Boom, cease and desist. What the fuck? That's insane.
Cease and desist letter.
It's horrible from a public image standpoint.
God.
You're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you're providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before this sting goes down?
No, we always...
Yeah, dude, let me report this serious illegal situation to Roblox before the police. What are you talking about? Dude, whoever's in charge at Roblox, dude, they are idiots. I'm not gonna lie. They are worried about their wallets, dude.
Law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these days is, like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to investigate.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have sexually explicit conversations. We obviously do not talk to these predators. We don't
They're saying these vigilantes that are catching the predators are similar to predators. I'm sorry. I don't think Schlep is trying to fuck kids. I don't think they're similar to the predators at all. They're not trying to fuck the kids. They're trying to save the kids. I think you got that mixed up, Roblox. I don't think they're similar to the predators. Are you crazy? Who put out this statement? Who the fuck put out this statement, dude? This is ridiculous. Yeah, dude, the people catch the predators. Yeah, they're kind of like predators themselves. What?
impersonate real children. Our decoys are, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you've said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile of somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist, a young guy working on these stories, and to Roblox to take action as a corporate citizen.
I thought it was kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
Well,
insane.
Characterizing what you're doing, that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox, because anything that creates awareness and a dialogue is important. And you need to tell parents that this stuff exists, that these dangers are out there, and that if your child is approached by a predator, they need to come to the parents.
Jesus.
First line of defense. It's great what you're doing. It's great what I do. And it's really great that law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children does all this work every day across the country. It's great that Roblox has a department that takes a look at some of this stuff. What's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here, and they have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you interested into getting into Roblox?
I was personally getting communications on social media saying, you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for
there he is
giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida, and so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there, and we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there, and it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a 10-year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we...
Jesus, this shit is happening everywhere on Roblox. This is disgusting. I have huge respect for Chris Hansen. He still hasn't lost a step. He is still going at it, dude. He is still trying to catch these predators in every way he can, bro. That's impressive. You got Chris Hansen's old ass getting on Roblox, dude. That's crazy. W Chris Hansen and W Schlep, dude.
Interviewed that victim's mother, and all of a sudden all these cases started developing, including the lawsuit by the Attorney General in Louisiana.
It's interesting you mentioned Florida because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed...
Alex Rose and W.
Polk County, as you know, is where Sheriff Grady Judd is, and they're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We go to work with them as
Nice.
well. First of all, it breaks my heart, and I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did, it breaks my heart, and this is why we do these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it, I think is incredible and admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate
From a guy
it.
who's been kicking around doing this for 42 or 43 years now, it's really cool because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see a
Young Chris Hansen
do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very crazy when you start looking into this stuff. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. It only gets more disturbing the more you see it.
Well, and since we announced that we're doing this documentary and that you are collaborating, I am overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. I saw a tweet on Twitter. It got like 160,000 likes.
Nice.
So you're just even look.
Chris Hansen is working on a documentary that will investigate Roblox's handling of child safety issues. This is going to blow up like crazy. Chris Hansen doing a documentary on this, it is going to kill Roblox, mark my words. As of August 2025, no official release date. When this Chris Hansen documentary drops on Roblox, it's going to kill the game. It is going to kill the game. Because not a lot of parents probably watch Schlep's YouTube channel, but a lot of parents know who Chris Hansen is. This is their generation. So you get this guy, their generation, the GOAT of pred catching, doing a documentary on one of the world's most popular kids games. This is going to kill Roblox. Mark my words, dude.
Looking into the platform, because that's the thing, people have known about these issues for so long, but journalists haven't done enough to like really look into it, and now it's starting to break into the world where everybody is starting to start to be aware.
Well, now you're seeing more mainstream, outlets cover it. And look, we have the ability to infiltrate this world because we've been doing it for 21 years. First with To Catch a Predator, and for the last 2.5 years at True Blue, our streaming crime network, with Takedown. So we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go out and do this stuff independently, but here you are, a good example of somebody who has done the work and given it to law enforcement. And that's the key here, because if you expose these guys and make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing, like some other content creators, they often don't face the consequences.
Yeah, like I enjoy Vitaly beating up some predators, you know what I'm saying? The bad part about it, they don't get the justice they should. If Vitaly goes and beats up a pred, sure, they're hurting for a few days. They're embarrassed, but they're not in jail. They're not labeled as a offender. Nothing like that, right? Nothing happens to them. They get hurt, they get embarrassed, they go home. They're probably going to do it again. But if you actually talk to law enforcement and get these people prosecuted, that's the W way to do it.
Borat kind of thing, like some other content creators, they often don't face the consequences. They don't have to register as a offender. They don't get prosecuted.
That is what I was just saying, Chris.
The thing is, too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox. We give them the emails. We give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets millions of views on YouTube. It makes me concerned because if we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Look, I understand a little bit Roblox situation here. What they're trying to do is follow the protocol. when they see something, they're mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good, and they should be doing that. But why they wouldn't also take advantage of information given to them, wrapped with a bow around it, as you have done, it's stunning to me that they wouldn't see the opportunity here to be an ally of yours as opposed to somebody who, you know, they're making an example of.
They just don't care, dude. Roblox doesn't care. You know why? Because I bet the predators buy a bunch of stuff. They don't want to do anything about it because the preds are spending so much money to get to the kids. That's low-key what I'm thinking. You don't want these vigilantes to get them because you don't want the parents to know. They care about their wallets and reputations more than protecting the children.
Oh, for sure.
I don't understand that. From a corporate citizen aspect, it doesn't make sense. From a public relations standpoint, it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
And from a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know, and I hope that during the course of this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody at Roblox, and I have a feeling that's going to happen.
100%.
But I'm going to be posing all of those questions when that interview takes place.
To young people who look up to you and see predators in online spaces, what is the single most important step that they...
Yeah, and the funny thing about them not liking the vigilantes catching the predators is what Potato just said. Doing this, they're getting rid of their reputation and money. So they're scared of losing their money and they're scared of ruining their reputation. But by doing all this, they're just making it worse. They're just losing more money. They're losing more users. They're ruining their reputation more. Isn't that crazy how that works? Isn't it crazy how the most simple solution is often the best one? The most simple solution is making your game safer, cooperating with these people who are catching the predators because you want to make your game safer. That's about it. They can't even do that.
Can take to protect themselves.
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigations, but I'm adamant that you got to report this stuff to your local law enforcement agency. You got to report it to the service provider. You got to report it to the platform. Hopefully, between those three things, you get some action. I think 15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this and say, you know, if you're in a small town, you go to the police department, say this happened, they say, okay, well, you know, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff.
Yep.
And they are very willing to take these cases up.
It's an absolute honor to have Chris Hansen featured on this channel.
Chris Hansen
is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation. With everything that we've learned so far, one question persists. Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox employee answer this question for you.
You have to make a decision.
Oh shit, here we go. Here we go.
Roblox employee, answer this question for you.
One of my cats are meowing like crazy. Dude, they're getting scared of the video we're watching, dude. He's scared all the predators on Roblox running rampant.
Have to make a decision, right? You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform. Or you just let them do what they want to do. And then all the numbers look good.
100%.
Investors will be happy.
Yup. That's what it is.
You might just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox employees told a very similar story to this in 2024. Roblox actively forces victims of the platform into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're doing it is even more outrageous. Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care so much about this problem.
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate in the game? Or someone has said, I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had that happen? Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I've seen a lot of corruption in big tech, but I've never seen a company harm this many young people at the scale Roblox has. They can say whatever they want about safety or try to discredit me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak louder than any PR statement that they could possibly make. This
100%.
isn't just about moderation. The rot goes all the way up to the CEO, a man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and all the way up
Wait, say it again?
to the CEO. A man whose vision includes adding dating to
Roblox for 17 plus verified people. Why are we trying to add dating to a kid's game? It doesn't matter if it's 18 plus or not. That's fucking weird. What is going on with this guy, dude? This is fucking weird. That is weird, dude. This whole thing needs to be investigated top to bottom, dude. This is some weird shit. Dating in a kid's game. What? Get real, dude.
and defending predatory games like Meep City. It's not even negligence, it's his literal philosophy. The
That's
narrative
insane.
around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is. Share what's happening. Talk about it.
Yep.
Make sure your friends, parents,
That's what we're doing,
journalists, and
Schlep.
lawmakers know how deep these problems run. Call your congressman and tell him he won't stand by while Roblox puts children in danger. I've been sounding the alarm for over a year as a whistleblower,
Jesus.
and Roblox's leadership has tried to silence me. What needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress under oath, and he needs to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform.
Jesus.
Why his company is choosing profits over safety.
W Schlep the whistleblower, dude. Whistleblowing. W Schlep, man. Look, I have no idea. I don't know anything about Roblox or nothing like that, but that was an insane watch. I knew it might be weird because it's a kid's game. Like, whenever you have a kid's game, like I think this happened with Minecraft before. Like, a lot of Minecraft YouTubers, like, tried to talk to kids or something. There was like Pokemon YouTubers that tried to talk to kids or something. Like whenever you have a kids game, it's gonna attract the fucking weirdos. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea it was this bad, and this makes me scared to have a kid, dude. Shit like this, like back in my day playing Call of Duty and Halo, dude, I didn't see none of this. People might have been calling me some gamer words, but nobody was trying to get in my pants, dude. Like, what? Go give this video a like and, watch it. Support this guy, man. W Schlep. W Schlep for catching these weirdos, dude. I cannot wait until that Chris Hansen documentary drops, dude, because that Chris Hansen documentary is going to kill Roblox. Anyways, like, subscribe, notification bell, and see you guys later.